As we carry out our long-term strategy to create new jobs, and everybody wants to create new jobs throughout Chicago, and build an even more modern and a very diverse economy, we all must continue to target emerging business sectors that will be foundation of economic opportunity of the 21st century. And this century is all about change, not just change in Washington that we heard of, but truly change in our lifestyle. What we see is we cannot use the old playbook of the last century. It's not going to work. And one reason why it's because of the technology, the quickness of technology, the adapting technology personally in business and everything you do in life. And that is a complete change. And it's coming very, very rapidly. And each one of these individuals behind me and many here in the audience could tell you more specifically how fast it's changing technology is today. So really, a secure future won't happen just by accident. We have to plan it, and which we're doing. We've already achieved some success in various sectors as clean energy, healthcare, financial services, hospitality, biosciences, and of course, transportation. Now we must keep them growing and make sure Chicago workforce is prepared at all skill levels to be hired for the jobs they provide. The fast-growing technology field is an essential part of our long-term plan to make Chicago the most competitive destination in the world for new businesses and new jobs. And I say the world. We just don't compete here in the United States, we're competing throughout the world. We are home to more than 275,000 high-tech employees of more than 24,000 employers. Last year, high-tech sectors contributed $56 billion to our economy, and we project that high-tech employment will add another 40,000 jobs in Chicago over the next 5 years. Today, we're here at 600 West which is a thriving example of how government can support the technology industry in a way that improves the quality of life for every resident of Chicago. In 2003, we invested $28 million in tax increment financing funding to help redevelop this former Montgomery Ward catalog house into a mixed-use development. We made the investment because we know that we must support visionaries such as Groupon and Lightbank, which can identify opportunities, take risks to develop new processes, design new products, and open new markets. 600 West has been a huge success. Our investment has created home for thousands of new jobs, has helped shine in a national spotlight on Chicago as a technology leader. It was built to meet the demand for a supportive environment for technology based on industry's entrepreneurial growth. Now it's the next maximum capacity near, the home of some of Chicago's most successful tech companies, Groupon, Lightbank, Infinite, Capital Management, Thinkorswim. I'm proud to be sharing the stage today with many leaders of these companies that are behind me. Groupon has been credited with inventing social commerce. Forbes calls it the fastest growing company ever. Lightbank has started 7 companies that employ more than 3,000 people in over 40 offices, generate more than $1 billion in annual revenue. Infinite is one of the world's leading financial tech service firms. Their vision and city's vision have come together and is building to create something new and exciting. We've accomplished a lot here, but there's much more to be done. As I said, this building is just about full. To keep our momentum going, we must all look for other opportunities to support technology industries and entrepreneurs in Chicago's economic future. And that's why today I'm announcing the creation of the Mayor's Committee on Technology Infrastructure to advise us how to meet the space needs of the next generation of technology-based companies and entrepreneurs. The committee includes the leaders of the tech companies. Its job is to offer specific and long-term suggestions on how to meet the explosive and unique space needs of this industry. They look at locations, spaces all around Chicago, suggest how the city can help create another success story like 600 West or Lakeside Technology Center or University Technology Park at IIT. At Lakeside, the city provided $4.5 million in support of a $1 million-foot data hub that's a nerve center for Chicago's commodity markets. It's near maximum capacity as well. At IIT, we contributed $13 million in TIF funding to help create a tech park and campus. It's designed to attract a broad spectrum of tech firms, including bio, medical research, software, and manufacturing. I believe the starting success of Groupon is a result of new generations of mentorship, collaboration, and early-stage investment capital emerging in Chicago. This momentum is allowing the city's tech startups to thrive. It's bringing a new wave of talent and energy to our great city. Now our job is to take our encouragement and support for innovation and entrepreneurship to the next level. By creating the Mayor's Committee on Technology Infrastructure, we are just doing that, and that is the key. And I want to thank each and every one of the members of the technology infrastructure for their commitment, not only to their company, but to the future growth of business here in the city of Chicago. Thank you very much.
We're also honored to have played a role in starting now 11 technology companies that, when you include Groupon, employ well north of 5,000 people. And we get asked quite often, how can you do this in Chicago? Why not go to the coast? Why not go to Silicon Valley? Why not go to New York? And I can safely say that Chicago has been a huge asset. We've never seen such a grouping of fantastic corporations, of world-class institutions, academic institutions, and some of the hardest working and most dedicated people. And so we don't view it as a negative, we view it as a huge attribute. And I would imagine we could go from 5,000 to 50,000 people without ever leaving the boundaries of the city. So on that note, I'll turn over to Brad.
At this point, the question is what's next? And the mayor has laid a phenomenal foundation for technology companies today, but even more importantly, for the technology companies of the future. So now that the city and the mayor have created this foundation, it's now up to people that you see up here and many more who are not behind us to create the next generation of companies, to leverage the technologies that exist today and technologies that are going to be created soon to create more fantastic companies that you can proudly say were started in your backyard. So this is a great moment for Chicago, not just to reflect on a success at 600 West Chicago, but more importantly, to think about what we can all do as founders, as cheerleaders, as facilitators of the next stage of success in Chicago. And we, hopefully with Lightbank, look forward to being a part of some of those future success stories.
I thought I'd use this opportunity to tell a little-known story about Groupon. People look at us, they think, fastest growing company ever, and it looks like this magical cakewalk. False, not the case. We actually started out as another company called The Point many years ago and struggled at that for many years. We had a great team, but we were just trying to figure it out, watching the bank account get the balance getting smaller and smaller. And it actually got to the point that I remember looking at the statement and thinking, the only money we have left is the money from the mayor's tax cut. And it was with that money that we invented Groupon. So thank you, Mayor. In addition to that, Chicago's been an unbelievable place to grow Groupon. We've gone from about 50 employees a year ago to over 500 here in this building today. And I can't imagine going through that kind of growth anywhere else. I can't imagine a company like Groupon being born out of anywhere else. I can't imagine having amazing entrepreneurs like Eric and Brad giving someone stupid like me the time of day in any other city. So it's really been a wonderful place to build a company, and we're proud to call Chicago home. Thanks.
So I represent the other side, the dark side of the entrepreneurial world as a venture capitalist. I've been a venture capitalist here for 15 years, and for the past 10 years I've seen a seismic change in the community around here, but it's been very quiet. And it's every time, at one point actually I still have responsibilities running the Midwest operations for the largest venture group in the world. We have 30 offices worldwide, and very quietly we've become the most successful office of all 30. And every time I talk to people about the successes that are here, people have the exact response. That's in Chicago. Well, it's reached a point now where when we launch a new company, we launched a company recently called BrightTag, We co-launched it and co-funded it with Eric Schmidt from Google, incubated in our offices. Sheryl Sandberg from Facebook invested, and the starting team has 90 years of cumulative experience. And it's a 4-person team that started in our offices. That's what's going on here in Chicago, in addition to the incredible activity and energy you feel that's going on around here. I just left Accelerate, which is another not very well-known initiative that's going on, which is a 13-week boot camp. 250 investors and mentors from around the world have flown to Chicago at the House of Blues for the 10 companies that graduate from this program to give their pitch. And you can cut the energy with a knife. It's so incredible what's going on over there right now. What I like to say is, like San Francisco, Chicago has its history of rebirth. They had their earthquake, we had our fire. As a result, we've learned to reinvent ourselves over and over and over again, which is why we have the diverse economic base we have. But what's really happened quietly underneath is we've steadily started producing the #1 and #2 players in a variety of fields that have been the dominant player in the world. Social commerce, Groupon. E-commerce, Orbit, Peapod, Tickets Now, FTD. B2B, Career Builder, Echo Global, Inner Workings. Interactive marketing, ComScore, FeedBurner, Performix, which are now both owned by Google. Google has how many people here now? 400 people here, and a large share of those are developers, right? And Kevin is involved, Kevin represents Google here. Google has an incredibly active presence here in Chicago. Again, not widely known. FinTech, you would imagine this would be the case, but Thinkorswim, right there. Options Express, Archipelago. I mean, the company did a reverse takeover of the New York Stock Exchange, and people say that's in Chicago. And this is also the largest medical device hub in the world, this region here. $85 billion in sales. So the customers have always been here, which is one of the driving forces behind this. 130 of the 500 Fortune 500 are headquartered in this region. Research and universities have always been here, over $2 billion a year. Now, after years and years of effort, the serial entrepreneurs and the serial teams are here and growing exponentially. So to advance this, the mayor has established the Committee on Technology Infrastructure to help move this forward at an accelerating pace. To see the impact of infrastructure, just look around here and and just feel the energy that you've got here. And I'll also share a very small story about the role infrastructure can play. Our company, FeedBurner, which was seated in an office, 4 people and a desk, eventually became the leading player of syndicating RSS feeds, which means basically anything you see on your Yahoo reader or your AOL homepage or whatever is flowing through the FeedBurner servers, 80 million a day. We ate up all of the hosting capacity in Chicago. We could not find space to host our servers. And so we called the mayor's office, who in very prompt order within 3 days found extra capacity for the company and allowed it to continue growing at 5% a week in terms of growth. So we look forward to the bright future that's here for Chicago. And as the founder of Priceline, who actually lives here in Chicago, said today at the event over at Accelerate, he said, a good idea is a good idea. It doesn't really care where it's located. And we're just happy to see more and more of those are here in Chicago. So thank you.